Hello, year 8. I'm just going to walk you through your task for this week. It's Wednesday and Friday, the 10th and 12th. Let's click on that task. Now, last week you watched a video, and in that video, we explored what makes a good theater poster and what makes a not so good theater poster. So this week, you're going to use what you learned to judge and give grades to some posters. Now, these are real posters that were created by students your age last year. So this year's year 9 students for the same assignment. So you should watch this video. Okay, obviously you're doing that now. And then write out the following. Okay, which are the 3 best posters in your opinion? Okay, so you're going to go through these posters. There are 7. So have a close look at all 7. Maybe as you go, jot down what your favorites are. Okay, and pick out what you think are the 3 best ones. Okay, now you're judging them based on 2 categories. One is how original they are. Okay, how creative, have they come up with a good idea on their own? Um, and have they done a good job of laying it out, of coming up with the colors to make it interesting and engaging? Okay, and then so that's the first thing you're judging, how original. And the second category is the clarity. How clear? Okay, is it simple? Is it clear and easy to understand? And in that way, is it effective? Okay, so remember that Narnia poster that we looked at that had loads of information, and for somebody passing by on a bus, they're going to look at that and maybe they'll see the lion and remember that, but probably they're just going to see a jumble and they're not going to be left with a clear, powerful impression. Okay, and that's your job. So let's take a look at a couple, for example. Now, here's the Aladdin poster coming up. And so when you look at it, okay, does it pop out? Do you think the student has done some nice work here to make this unique and interesting? Okay, now it looks to me like this student has drawn using technological tools everything that you see here and done the coloring. Okay, they've created a little bubble on this side, okay, with the key information, okay, the place, the dates, and the times. Okay, you might ask yourself, if I just looked at this quickly, am I going to be left with a real clear impression of what this is about? Would I get the idea quickly and easily? In that case, then maybe it is quite clear. Okay, did they use images and fonts and colors to make it clear and to make it stand out and to make it memorable? Okay, so those are some of the things you're going to be looking at. Let's take a look together at another one. Okay, this one is for Little Red Riding Hood. Now, again, the student seems to have created this image. Now, not everybody needs to create an image from scratch. You can copy and paste pieces, okay? But if you're just copying and pasting one image from the internet onto your poster, putting some words in, and you're done, then when it's time for you to create your own poster, then that's not going to score very high on creativity. Okay, so look here, it looks like the student has created this image on their own and maybe pasted in this dog face. Okay, maybe they found the hooded sweatshirt. Maybe they put this opening in the sweatshirt and put in the dog face in there. Okay, and that smile becomes quite creepy when it's under that hood. Okay, did they use image, font, and layout, the way they organize the page to make this really creative and interesting? And did they do that to make it clear, easy to read, easy to um, remember? Okay, so in that way, you're going to take a look at each one really carefully. Think about which are your top 3. Okay, when you finish, if I like, let's say I just Love the first three: Aladdin, Little Red Riding Hood, and Overwatch. I'm going to write those three titles down. Now, the next part of the task is this. You have to give each one a grade, okay, a mark, and then just a sentence or so explaining that grade. Okay, so if I chose Aladdin as my first one, okay, and I think this was outstanding, okay, absolutely excellent in terms of creativity, the best possible mark I could give it is 50 points. Okay, I'm going to give it a 50, let's say. Okay, you'll have to judge for yourself. Okay, I'm going to give it a 50, and then I'm going to say, why did I give it a 50? Okay, so um, in terms of creativity, I might say this student has created an image from scratch that captures the main idea of the musical in an interesting and eye-catching way. Okay, that's why I'm going to give them a mark for creativity of 50. Okay, and then I'm going to jump back and I'm going to look at clarity. How clear, simple, and effective is it? Well, I'm going to give them, let's say, 20 out of 25. Okay, maybe the lettering could have been a little more clear. This looks a bit like an I and not an L. So maybe I think the lettering could have been a little clearer. Maybe I think Aladdin himself could have been a little bigger to help me understand what this is about. Maybe this needed to be bigger from your point of view. Okay, I'm not saying it did. Okay, but I give them, let's say I give this one 20. Okay, and then I'll say why. Okay, the lettering could be a little confusing, but otherwise stands out against the light background, and that's why. Okay, that's my main reason. Okay, so just give a little bit of reasoning. You can write a couple sentences if that helps. Okay, a little bit of reasoning and a score. So top score for originality is 50. Top score for clarity is 25. So for Aladdin, I'm giving it 50 and 20, so a total score of 70. Okay, and then for Little Red Riding Hood, I'll give a score in each of those areas, a sentence about originality, a sentence about clarity. Then I'll do the same for Overwatch, and that's it. Okay, let me know what questions you have. I hope that's clear.